Today, we're going to be talking about Ana, and there's a lot to her. She's a high impact hero that has a high ceiling. There's a lot to learn, and when you learn all of it, you could potentially carry teams on your back. Now, a lot of people don't necessarily know how to carry with Ana because they don't know her true potential, and that's what I'm going to be talking about in this video. And here's a list of everything that I'm going to be covering. You guys can click on a certain topic if you guys want to skip there. So let's get started. Alright, so positioning on Ana is extremely important, and Ana has a couple different ways she can position herself, and each of them have their own pros and cons. The way you position determines how you'll be using your sleep darts and biotic grenades. You can choose to position yourself at long range or short range. The benefits of playing at long range are that you'd be safe from ultimates and AoE damage. You'd be trading off using your biotic grenade and sleep dart more offensively, but that's the trade-off of playing from a safe distance. So you have to know what you'd be willing to give up in a given situation. The cons of playing at long range is that you'd be isolated from your team, making it easy for the enemy team to spot you and go after you while you're alone. Playing at short range can be extremely effective as well. This means putting yourself in between your team and in the fight. One thing that I've noticed when I'm playing with Anas at lower ranks is that they don't look around as much. Their awareness is limited. So what I'd recommend to new players is when playing as Ana, try to stay behind your team so that you can see everyone's health bars and if they need healing. The pros of playing at short range is that you're able to use your Bionade offensively and your sleep dart. You're also able to use Bionade to heal yourself and your teammate if you both need healing. You should still use scoped shots from time to time at short range to reliably hit shots. Which brings me to my next point, hipfiring versus scoping. The biggest advantage of using the scope is the range you're able to heal from. It allows you to heal or deal damage from extremely far away. Ana's hit scan is much easier to hit than any other hit scan weapon in the game, making it extremely easy to take out targets like Pharah. One of the disadvantages of playing scoped is that it limits your field of vision, which is why I don't recommend playing scoped at close range. Another drawback to playing scoped is that it limits your movement speed. But like I said before, so long as you're in a position where the enemy can't reach you, you can freely heal your team and you'll be fine. You'll want to avoid using the scope if you're trying to retreat, as it does restrict your movement speed, making you an easy target to hit. Now let's move on to hip firing. There isn't much to say about hip firing except for it's perfect for medium to short range. The projectile hitbox is quite large, making it hard to miss any target except for Genji or Tracer maybe. But because it doesn't give you the same movement speed and field of vision restrictions as scoping does, it's perfect for short to medium ranges. Alright, so let's move on to the bread and butter ability of Ana, her biotic grenade. Even though she's received 2 nerfs to her biotic grenade on the PTR, I still think Ana's biotic grenade is going to be extremely powerful, even if it lasts 4 seconds instead of 5 now. And I want you guys to take a guess as to why this ability is so powerful. Go ahead, I'll give you a couple seconds. If you guys guessed because of the healing debuff, you guys are correct. When playing against Ana, especially at the levels of Diamond and lower, I rarely see anyone using the biotic grenade offensively. There are a couple situations where I can justify using the Bionade to heal myself and my teammates. Ideally, you'll want to use your Bionade to heal yourself and deal damage to flankers. You could also use it to heal yourself and your teammates. You just want to make sure you get the most value out of Bionade as possible. Another situation you could use it in is if you're Reinhardt's low and the enemy is progressing towards him and you need to top him out fast. And finally, one of the deadliest combos with Bionade is Zarya's Graviton. Whenever I see that Zarya has an ultimate ready, I make sure to get in position to launch that grenade, and if they have a Reinhardt, I go out of my way to get behind the Reinhardt to make sure I land that Bionade to secure the team kill. You just shouldn't be using your Bionade to heal one person. Ana's rifle has insanely high healing that you can top off one target easily. Instead, you should use your Bionade more offensively, and if you landed on one or more people, it's as if you've effectively killed one of their healers for 5 seconds. It can also give you a positional advantage. With their enemy team being anti-healed, you can push onto them, forcing them to back off or fight you while they're anti-healed. And one last thing, make sure that you're vocal about which targets are anti-healed, so that your team can prioritize killing that target. Now, let's move on to the sleep dart. Ana's sleep dart can be extremely effective, so long as your team doesn't wake him up, which happens almost all the time. But there's 2 different ways that you can use it, proactive and reactive. A more proactive approach is to use it when the enemy team is making a push, or if you're in a team fight and you notice a target out of position and easy to hit, take them out of the fight. And since they're not in the middle of a team fight, there's a less likely chance that they'll be woken up. A more reactive way of using the ultimate is to use it to counter an ultimate ability. Countering an ultimate ability with a sleep dart is extremely useful, but the hard part is keeping them asleep. So you have to make sure you call out your targets before you sleep them to let your team know not to wake them up. But even then, it doesn't guarantee that they won't be woken up, but it increases the chances that they won't. So here's a list of all the ultimates you can counter with the sleep dart. Some of them are more difficult to land, but it's doable and it could save your team. So you want to learn to get into the habit of learning when the enemy has their ultimates. Two important things to notice here is that they've already died a couple times. That means they've had time to charge up their ults. And the second one is they're finally grouping up and making a coordinated push. Now, let's say that you sleep a target and you're alone and you've got no one to kill a target for you. The correct combo to kill a target with 200 health is to shoot them, biotic grenade them, and shoot them, and then melee. This should take out any 200 HP target in the game. And remember, sleeping a Roadhog that has his ultimate going cancels his ultimate if you land the sleep dart. And finally, let's talk about her ultimate. Her ultimate is extremely versatile and you can use it to adapt to any situation. Let's say there's an enemy D.Va up and you have a soldier that has his ult, but you also have a Genji that has his ult. The correct person to boost in this situation would be the Genji. If you ult a soldier, D.Va's defense matrix is just going to counter it completely, while Genji isn't affected by the defense matrix at all. So it just really depends on what situation you're in. Other than that though, there are 5 targets you want to boost if they have ultimates. These targets are Reinhardt, Genji, Soldier, Roadhog, and Reaper. If no one has an ultimate on the team but you have yours, targets would be D.Va, Winston, and McCree. McCree's more iffy and depends on the person actually playing McCree, so I'd stick with D.Va and Winston as the safer targets to nano boost. Well, that's it for this video, guys. I hope you guys learned something new from the video, and if you did, let me know what it was down in the comments below. I'll see you guys next time.